Welcome to the Season 4 award show for Goals, co-hosted by Rinkside. I'm Pawtai here with Chewie, as well as Creeg and Eskola. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
Good, Pawtai. How are you guys?
I'm doing just fine, man.
Yeah, hanging in there.
Excellent. We've got an exciting program that has come together through the awards, and I was wondering, like, maybe we could just set the scene with, when did the awards program kind of go into action, and who's kind of involved with like setting up the awards?
Yeah, so back in season 1, we did like an owners votes kind of thing. I think Chewie mentioned this on a previous Rinkside, how it's kind of evolved. And then season 2, 3, and 4 have all been picked by a committee. The committee's been different a little bit each season, but there's 5 of us on the awards committee this season. Obviously, the 3 of us here, excluding Polley, and then 2 others.
Excellent. Well, let's just hop right into these awards then. We are going to start off with
the Ovi Award.
Awarded for the most goals in the season. And Creeg, who is taking home the trophy here?
So we actually had a tie this year. Both players tied the record this year with 29 goals. Those 2 players are Joey Rab and Voodoo. The record was set by Heather Gray last year, and those 2 managed to tie it this year.
Has there ever been a tie in the past, or is this like the first time?
First one for most goals as the tie.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Next up, we got the Messier trophy.
For the most assists, Eskola, who's taking home this one?
Yeah, so this one didn't have a tie for the award, but it was tying the record. It was Greg Cooksey of the Jacksonville Vipers taking it home with 32 assists.
32, an impressive number.
Absolutely.
You said it was a tied record. Who did he tie, and what season was that?
Yeah, so he tied CJ Beamer of Florida from season 3 with Dublin. So now 3 consecutive seasons, the top assist getter has put up 32 for 3 straight years.
Nice. So next season, someone's hitting that 33. Someone's got to.
Yeah, the bar's been set.
Next up, we got the one and only Gretzky trophy.
Awarded for the most points. Creeg, who do we got here?
David Leathers took this one away. He stole it from Grizzlebear. Grizzlebear had it last year. He did not have it this year in his first season with Dublin, but his good old partner Leathers did.
And in case anyone's wondering, it was 50 points. So a point per game for Leathers.
Good old Leathers.
Very nice.
All right. Next up, we got the Brodeur trophy.
Awarded for the goalie on the team with the fewest goals against.
Yeah, so this award, it's kind of a weird way to word it, but it's based on the Jennings trophy from real life, which goes to the goaltenders that play for the team with the fewest goals allowed. So we kind of mimicked it here, and it's Elias Rose of the Dublin Dragons, who the Dragons allowed a ridiculously low 59 goals against this season. Rose also tied for the award last season with James Stone of Florida, but takes it home themselves this time.
So a question that I'm sure a lot of people have: do you guys feel like this award kind of outlines the defenders from the team more, or the goalie, or would you say it's like a 50-50 mix?
Go ahead, Creek.
Go ahead, man. You got it.
I was just going to say, for me, it's I'd say it's a little bit more towards the goalie, but obviously it's a very team-based award. But especially in our league, when only one goalie plays all the games, unless they're pulled, then it's definitely a little bit more goalie heavy than it is in real life, when it could be, a split timeshare type thing.
Sweet. Any thoughts, Creeg?
Nah, he said basically what I was gonna say.
Cool. Next up, we got the Orr Trophy.
For the best offensive defenseman.
We have a back-to-back winner on this one. Last year, Fulton Reed won it, and he wins it again this year. My man had 21 assists this year. He had 24 points total. He was the most scoring defenseman this year, and definitely well-deserved by him.
Did he break the record for the most assists as a defender, or does someone else hold that still?
Evan, that's all you. You're the
No, he did not break the record. William Heaney of Turku currently holds the record with 25 assists in a season, and the record for points by a defenseman is 28 of Doug Britton.
Awesome.
Last season, I think. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, next up, we got the Bergeron Trophy.
For the best defensive forward.
Yeah, and this one goes out to Glasgow Blackwatch captain Brett Solberg. Really great defensive player, huge on their penalty kill, and really an anchor down the middle for Glasgow.
Yeah, for this one, I mean, the tough thing with EA is they don't track in our season mode, as we use Play Now, they don't track like giveaways, takeaways, block shots, and stuff like that. So, for you two, what's kind of the parameters for when you're choosing a defensive forward, and is there anything that kind of lowers your like any statistics that kind of lower your value on them? We'll start with Creeg.
So we like hits. Everybody loves hits. We also do look at centers, their face-off wise, especially when you watch the games and you see them playing third or fourth line or something like that. You see them always on the PK. But as the little deterrent is the penalty minutes, because at the end of the day, that hurts your team. So they could be doing well, but if they keep hurting your team, it's not being very defensive.
Yeah, for sure. Any thoughts, Eskola?
Yeah, he pretty much nailed it. Yeah, face-offs, hits, kind of the eye test, if they're playing penalty kill on a good penalty killing team. Yeah, and like he said, everybody likes to fight, but ultimately spending 5 minutes in the box or taking those 2-minute minors, you're not doing your team any good defensively. So
yeah, and I think last season we saw a winger win this award with Keemalu, I believe.
Correct.
And then this year we saw a center, which is cool to see that wingers and centers can win this award in goals. Next up, we got the Selanne Trophy for the best rookie forward. So the rookie parameters would be someone who hasn't played more than half a season in the pros. So their full season in pros.
All right, that award is going to Liam Cody of Jacksonville. My man had 16 goals and 23 points this year, helping Jacksonville be that top goal-scoring team that they were this year. Last year's winner was Quando James Jr. Unfortunately for him, he has been a ghost this season.
The ghost of Quando.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, next up we got the Bourque Trophy.
For the best rookie defenseman or goalie.
Yeah, so we used to have 2 different awards for this: a best rookie defenseman and a best rookie goaltender. But when rookie goalies weren't so common, when we'd have 1 or 2 a season, we kind of went away from that. This season, the committee was pretty split, so we did go with 2. We went with a defenseman and a goaltender. It was a tough decision for the defenseman. We ended up going with Bobby Brownstone of the Cleveland Hounds, now Honolulu Tropics. Kevin Cushing was right up there as a split decision there, but we went with Bobby Brownstone. And then the goaltender we went with was Tony Puckstopper of Florence. He had pretty good statistics, not top of the league or anything. You could argue he was the only rookie goaltender not on a expansion team, but he came in mid-season for Florence, who lost Annie Leonhardt, and that was a big loss. And he kind of carried them almost to a playoff spot, finishing just a couple points out. So congratulations to both these young players. Phenomenal performances this season.
Yeah, and a cool thing about this one is Tony Puckstopper ended up signing with the Albuquerque Pharaohs in free agency. So they ended up beating Florence for the playoffs last season. It'll be interesting to see the fight this season between the two of them because both teams are looking really good next year. And next up, we got the Cory Polley Award
for dedication to goals despite IRL struggles.
All right. Well, Cory Polley Award, it goes to Cory Polley. This is the first season we're doing this award. If you guys know, I did post his GoFundMe a while ago. He was dealing with a lot of crap this season. Ended up sticking around, and now he's back to being active in the league. He fought through his struggles, and he's pretty much back to being healthy, I would assume. There's another shout out that I would like to make for this award that it could have happened, and I wish we would have did it sooner a little bit, is Victor Fleury of Vegas. He lost his mom during, I think, last season. Don't quote me on that, but and he was still almost in every single stream, every game, talked about his struggles and how he was doing. So I think this is a really good award that we brought to the table because at the end of the day, in real life matters 10 times more than a sim league.
100%. And yeah, if anyone's obviously going through stuff, there's people here that you can always talk to. You know, people really do care in this league, which is awesome. And next up, we're going to go towards some minors awards. So we got the Jaffray Trophy
for the best minors forward.
Yeah, you know, this one, actually, this season's rookie forward of the year won it last season in the minors. That was Liam Cody. This season, you know, you can make a little bit of a debate between a couple, but it was pretty much a slam dunk going to Taylor Jean Reeves of the Warsaw Warlocks. 36 points in 40 games in the minors this season. Lit the world on fire. Rinkside bump a little bit ago with that interview. So congratulations to him and that championship, which obviously playoffs don't factor into these awards, but congratulations to him for the Jaffray trophy.
Awesome. So based off that, he should win the rookie forward of the year next year.
Yeah,
if not, he'll be a big disappointment, and we'll have to trade him. Next up, we got the Baumgartner Trophy
for the best minors defenseman.
This one's going to D. Hardy. So according to the Liam Cody thing, Kevin Cushing actually took this last year, and I know it was between him and Bobby Brownstone what we were talking about. So Kevin Cushing's still way up there. So, and he was second place to the Rookie Defenseman of the Year. But this one goes to D. Hardy. He showed out, and he did amazing for his team this year.
Nice, awesome to see minors players excel as much as they did pros as in minors. And next up, we got the MacIntyre Trophy
for the best minors goaltender.
Yeah, so this one last season was one of those split awards. The committee was pretty undecided, so we gave it to both, which we've seen a few times over the last few seasons. So last season was Jan Lashik and Chiboom Lashinger. And, you know, both of them played well in the pros in the rookie season this season. And this time it goes to Vancouver Whales goaltender Arnold Schottenstopper. Just a phenomenal young player. You know, he took 2 games to 4 overtimes in one night to just add to his like he probably took the most games to overtime in scoreless or 1-1 games. So definitely a deserving goaltender of the year here for the minors.
Yep. And probably the best goalie name in the league.
It's up there with Puckstopper, yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, with a name like that, you got to live up to it, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Tortorella Trophy, or according to Potty, the Tortellini Trophy.
The awarded for the best coach.
So that award goes to Mr. Eskola. He definitely turned his team around from last year. Finally had a season without a huge losing streak in the middle. He did an amazing in free agency, bringing in Kozak, and Josh Young stepped up, and He just had a hell of a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just going to throw it there. I did not vote for myself, but I do appreciate the shout outs that I got from the members of the committee. And yeah, big improvement over year. So this is a team award. So congrats to the Finns.
Yeah, and this wasn't an easy one either. I know. I mean, a special shout out to Scurvy Dog, who was in the running again. I mean, they broke a ton of records in Jacksonville, and they are not an original six team. And even Sponge Scrub from Redwater, after trade deadline, they were able to go on an 8-game win streak and push for the playoffs. So, I mean, there was a lot of good coaches this year. I mean, there's arguments for a ton of them. So good to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, Scrub was my vote. I voted for Sponge Scrub of Redwater personally, but
yeah,
hell of a season.
Yeah, that was they turned it. They went from being a defensive team to outscoring a lot of teams. So I mean, it's
Marco Swift coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, to do something like that is impressive. And next up, we got the Lemieux Trophy,
awarded for the Finals MVP.
Creeg, do you want to do this one?
Sure.
Or is it my turn?
It is your turn, but I mean, I guess.
My bad. You caught me sleeping there. Yeah, I'll do this one. So this one's a little bit different. It is worded as the Finals MVP, not the playoff MVP, and it's voted on by the team that wins the cup. And they chose Chris McBride, the goaltender, edging out Tom Creeg himself. McBride had 2 shutouts in the final series in 5 games against Jacksonville, a team that was shut out very rarely, if at all, during the regular season. None.
0.
Look at that. So shut out a team that had not been shut out once in 50 games to be shut out twice in 5. So phenomenal performance from Chris McBride in the finals.
100%. Any more comments on that, Creeg? I mean, your team put the vote together, so
we're gonna have to make a 51-game season just so somebody can beat Jacksonville record. But no, we all voted. It was a score of 10-5 for McBride and between me. But McBride definitely deserved it. He pretty much carried us in the finals. I didn't do anything in the finals. I think I had like a goal and an assist or something.
Awesome. And now we're getting to the big boy awards. So next up, we got the Lidstrom Trophy.
For the best defenseman.
All right. For the Lidstrom Award, it goes to RGJ, Mr. Robert Garrett Jr., the Butcher, or the Cowboy, whatever you want to call him. But he had a tremendous season. He was everywhere for Jacksonville. And just to show, he was a plus 50 this year. That is tremendous.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a record for plus minus. And
it is.
With this award, I mean, the award trophy goes to the best offensive. This one's going to the best overall. So, I mean, in terms of hits, plus minus, points, penalty minute management, time on ice, puck possession, like there's so much that goes into this one. And Robert Garrett Jr. just, yeah, he was impressive this season. I don't think anyone can argue with that one. And next up, we got the Waugh Trophy.
For the best goaltender.
Yeah, this one, there were 2 goalies kind of battling all season. Huge shout out to Elias Rose of Dublin. But this award goes to Josh Young, tied the shutout record with 20. 40% of his games were shutouts. He smashed the save percentage record, and he would have smashed the goals against average record if Rose didn't beat him in that. But yeah, just a phenomenal season for Young and Rose. But this one goes to Josh Young of the Finns.
Awesome. And next up, we got the Goals Ambassador Award.
Awarded for sacrificing time and energy for the betterment of the league and community.
All right. Last year, our good friend Rose here, he's the one to win, but he did not win again. We have Mr. JJ McChuckles. My man does everything with stats. He helps up so much. He does teams all the time. He always fills in. He also helps Rose with formulas when they mess up and everything. I know he probably taught Rose a few things or two. but especially after Eric left, JJ and Rose took over, and they've been doing a tremendous job.
Absolutely, and a huge shout out to him for carrying the minor stats this season. I know a few others helped out, especially with the Warlock stats, but if it wasn't for McChuckles, we might not have had scoring leaders and things like that in the minors this season, because he logged about 95% of the non-Warsaw games, I think. So huge shout out to him for that, and all the work he does behind the scenes with the pro stats too.
Yeah, and I'll make a few comments as well, because I mean, he helps out so much, and he never does it for the spotlight. I mean, he never wants credit for it, and I'm sure he's going to be cringing at the fact that we put him up for this award. But realistically, like, stats would be very hard to run without him, especially next season. He did pretty much set us up for the next season and for future seasons. Yeah, he does so much for the league, and I'm super happy that he won this award. There's also so many other people that deserve it, so don't feel like you're not noticed. We do notice a lot of people that put the time in that don't get the credit for it. So yeah, thank you to everyone, but a huge thank you to JJ McChuckles this season.
Absolutely, and like somebody who's cringing at the winning this award is probably the best person to win it, because
Yeah.
you're giving up your time and stuff like that, right? Like somebody who wants this award maybe isn't the right person. So congratulations to him. He's great person and a huge help.
Yeah. And finally, the award that everyone's been waiting for, the MVP award.
For the most valuable player.
Yeah, and this one goes to our Gretzky award winner, Mr. David Leathers, most points in the league. Centering that top line for Dublin, just a phenomenal player, great season. If I recall correctly, he was very close to winning this award last season when Stone took it, but he does take it home this time. Well deserved. Phenomenal season for him there in Dublin.
Yeah, I mean, he does it all. I think he was number one in faceoffs this season too. He had power play goals, shorthanded goals. I mean, realistically, I do believe he carried that line in Dublin. I mean, Rose didn't put up the points that I was hoping, but he was still able to push and help that line succeed. And I mean, this one was also tough. I think we had maybe 5 players that were all up there, that were all in discussions. Realistically, I think if any of them won, you can't really argue against it. So huge shout out to Leathers and everyone else who was up there for this award.
And now we'll move on to our all-pro and all-rookie teams. And so just so I'm clear here, these are the players that exemplified being best in their positions but weren't awarded anything or a part of the all-star game. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
all stat-based.
Yeah, all stat-based. All-stars, obviously, there's voting to it, so maybe some players don't make it because of stats. There's also some players that were up there for awards that may not have made it. So this is to recognize those players for sure.
Unless you are an all-star, you do not get to be an all-pro.
Exactly. Or if you won an award. So if you're not an all-pro, just be mindful. If you definitely could have been there, but again, we want to recognize the players that weren't recognized through voting or through awards.
And it comes with the same off-season bonus as making the All-Star game.
Yep.
Nice. So should we start with the all-pro?
Go for it. So at center, we got Telemac Scarborough. On the wing, we got Mojo Rising and Hank Falco. Scarborough from Alaska, Rising from Redwater, Jacksonville. My bad. Falco from Vegas. Bernard Gustafson on D from Dublin. Michael Kennedy also from Alaska, and Mike Twinscrew from Norfolk.
Excellent. And now for our all-rookie. Oh, would you look at that? Potty.
Yeah.
Don Fletcher, Matthew Owsley, Kevin Cushing, Mighty Duck, and Chiviome Lassinger. What a great lineup we've got here.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Pawtai and Owsley tied for the rookie lead in assists this season. Obviously, Pawtai did so much more with faceoffs and his defensive play as well, so definitely deserving there. Kevin Cushing, like I said, was right on the bubble of winning that defensive rookie of the year, but he gets this all pro, so he'll still get some recognition, which is well deserved. Yeah, and just phenomenal group all the way around. Some guys that are you're a little surprised to not see on an all-star roster, like Gustafsson and Twin Screw, and really all of those guys on that list. Just phenomenal seasons.
Yeah, and I think like Mighty Duck led the rookies, so he was obviously up there in the conversation for for the Rookie D award, and we got Creeg's cat. Awesome.
He wanted to be an all-rookie.
Well, appreciate you coming on and the ability to broadcast this to the viewers around the world. So thanks so much. And any closing thoughts or words? Any things of encouragement for people hoping to see their name next season?
Yeah. If you look at it, we've only had on this is one back-to-back winner, and that was Fulton Reed. So the awards definitely don't go to the same people all the time. So even if you had a bad season this year, don't fret. You'll get it together. You can be on the awards next year. It's okay.
Yeah. And you can even see players like Rab, who wasn't here in the first season. He won, or he tied for the record and the award for the OV. So just because you joined late doesn't mean you can't win awards, because it can really go any way, as we've seen.
For sure, and just keep in mind there's a lot of really good players in this league. So congratulations to these guys, because they stood out amongst a lot of really talented players, and yeah, they definitely deserve to be celebrated with these award selections and the All Pro and all that. So yeah, congratulations to everybody that won, and yeah, a lot of deserving people who maybe didn't win, but your time's coming.
Great closing words, and I'm going to close this out with our outro. Thanks so much for watching.